Hello and welcome to this week's Productivity Enhancer. Today we're going to take a look at the Dynamic Mirror tool. SolidWorks gives us all kinds of different ways to mirror specific entities around either an edge or a line or a face. But those mirror commands you're probably familiar with usually take place after you've already done your sketches. So essentially what you're doing is mirroring pre-existing sketch entities. However, the Dynamic Mirror tool allows you to mirror sketch entities in real time as you draw. You just need a few parameters in place, but once that's accomplished, you're good to go. So before we access the Dynamic Mirror tool, I'm just going to make a quick sketch. Just going to open up a sketch on the front plane and just drag out a center rectangle. We won't worry about dimensioning these sketch entities at this point, but what we do need is we need to grab our center line and create a few construction lines here. So I'm just going to make a few construction lines right through the center, and we'll leave those for later. So next we're going to want to add some sketch entities that are going to appear on this side and this side symmetrically. So of course we could just go ahead and draw out whatever sketch entity we want, and then we can mirror that sketch entity around this line right here, and it will show up on the other side, and there you go. However, there's a much easier way to do that, and that's the Dynamic Mirror Entities tool. That Dynamic Mirror tool can be found under Tools, Sketch Tools, and right here in Dynamic Mirror. And it pulls up that property manager that asks you, please select a sketch line or linear model edge to mirror about. We'll do that in a second, but there's a quicker and easier way to access the Dynamic Mirror tool. You can see I've already placed it right here on the Sketch toolbar, and the way to do that is just to go to Tools, down to Customize. We'll go up to Commands, down to Sketch, and then in our Sketch commands you can see the Dynamic Mirror tool showing right up here next to the Mirror Entities tool. And then you can just drag it wherever you'd like. I suggest placing it on your Sketch toolbar because if your sketches require geometry that occurs symmetrically on both sides of the sketch, then this is the quickest and easiest way to accomplish that. So I'm just going to click OK, and Dynamic Mirror Entities is right here, so I'll select it. Now we get that same message. Please select a sketch line or linear model edge to mirror about. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that same center line, and now you can see the Dynamic Mirror Entities tool is depressed or highlighted, showing that it is active. Now if I'm to sketch that same exact rectangle, it'll show up automatically right on the other side of that sketch. What's even better is that any alterations that you make to this original sketch, or even this one, will show up on the other one. Let's say that we want to dimension this line to be 25 millimeters. It goes ahead and shortens the other side as well. We can even add some relations. Let's say that we want this line and this line to be collinear, and it brings both of those rectangles right up to the top. So any changes you make to either one of these sketch entities is going to be reflected in the other one as well. So as long as the Dynamic Mirror Entities tool is still selected, we can continue sketching on this line or on this side of the sketch, and it will mirror on this side as well. It doesn't matter if it's on this line or just anywhere in here. All those entities just show up just like magic. Now let's say we want to change that dynamic mirror line. We'll just shut it off and turn it back on and grab a different line. Let's say this one. And then we can go ahead and sketch some more. And that arc will show up right on the bottom. So if your sketch involves geometry that is symmetrical on either side of a construction line, the Dynamic Mirror tool will basically cut your sketch time in half. Now one thing to take note of with the Dynamic Mirror tool in SolidWorks 2013 is that you can actually create sketch entities that straddle that mirror line. In previous versions you couldn't. It would give you an error and say that this geometry can't be created. However, if I was to create a circle that straddles that mirror line, then we would get a circle that's exactly mirrored with the intersection points occurring right on that mirror line. So you are able to create geometry that straddles that line. So this is a really great way to create some really interesting geometric shapes. So let's just go ahead and trim away some of these entities here using our power trim. And there you go, you get something like that. You may ask, why didn't this triangle get updated since we trimmed away most of this hypotenuse? Well, SolidWorks will override the dynamic mirror if there are new entities that are intersecting. So if you wanted this identical shape on this side, you'd have to create all of these sketch entities at once and then trim away, and then it would show up on this side as well. However, this is a really great way to shave steps off of your design process, thereby saving you time. So thanks for watching this week's Productivity Enhancer on the Dynamic Mirror tool. I hope it's been helpful. Until next time.